डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Welcome to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University online video session. Today we are going to discuss the BA English course, second year BA, and we are supposed to study ENGM-308, that is regarding the study of essay. The paper is about the essays. So we are supposed to study unit 1 and unit number 2 together, combined unit, because it is regarding the form and the types of essays. So let us study right now. Look, you can see in front of this over here, the study of essay, units 1 and 2, the form of essay and types of essay. So let's discuss this onwards. I am in front of you, Dr. Ushma A. Bhatt from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. Introduction to form of essay. The very first thing that comes into the mind of a learner, it is about the meaning of the essay. What is actually an essay form deals with? What is the meaning of the essay? What is the meaning of the word essay? So here it is written, introduction to the form of essay, that which we are going to discuss. Then we have to discuss the objectives, the purposes of the essay, the definition and characteristics of the essay, history and development of essay. Then we are supposed to study the original etymology of the form of the essay, where the essay form was generated previously, the history of the form of the essay. It is related with the details of Montaigne's contribution to essay. It is believed and known by everyone that Montaigne was the first predecessor, the first person who had been writing the essays in the history of English literature. So we have to deal with all these points which are mentioned over here in front of you. Let us discuss one by one. Look, very first thing, how to write an effective essay. Genres of an essay: persuasive essay writing, expository essay writing, descriptive essay writing, and narrative essay writing. These are the four main forms which are mentioned over here in this picture in front of you, and that is what is the answer of the form of the essay. The form of the essay means descriptive, narrative, expository, persuasive. These are the types of essay. And the components of essay means what actually comes under the essay. When you write an essay is a long descriptive write-up. So when you write an essay, what actually comes in the essay? Do you write the characteristics in the essay? Do you write the answer or any book or any question in the essay? Or whether you are supposed to write the graphs and logarithm paragraphs in the essay? Or are you going to draw the flow chart in the essay? What actually comes under the name of essay? That is what is related with the components of essay. Look, essays serve the purpose of understanding the ideas of your ability to explain, argue, and answer the given questions. So basically, essay deals with a long descriptive write-up. You can say that it is a long narrative paragraph or compositional paragraphs or bunch of paragraphs which are amalgamated together, and that was presented in front of you. Essays are independent pieces of work which involve the use of taught material as well as research and its answers and questions in prose. So there is a saying that it is a thing which is already mentioned. There are already certain things which are written or which are found in the books were again taken by the essayists, and they were represented or rewritten in the form of composition kind of writing, narrative kind of a writing, descriptive kind of writing, or an expository kind of writing, which is known as essay basically. Ideas, arguments, and evidences to answer the questions and solving the problems. Why there is a need of writing an essay? Why one should write an essay? When you think about why one should write an essay, then the answer is it is for the answering of questions, or either it is for the argument purpose, or maybe it is an evidence and ideas or solving the problems. Essay structure consists of introduction, main body, and conclusion. These are the three main parts. These are the three main components that you can say that comes under the topic of essay. Person starts writing an essay and he or she initiates with introduction, then she has to write the main body of the essay, and afterwards he has to write the conclusion, the summing part in the essay, which is known as a summing up in a nutshell, the conclusion overall on the whole. That's what is the last part of the essay. The main body consists of, it builds and supports the arguments, it consists of the core part of the essay, it is the essence part of the essay, it could be completely regarding the concepts, the ideology, the thoughts, the views, the arguments, the perspectives, the do's and don'ts, the advantages and benefits, or certain kind of concrete data which is exactly related with the title of the essay, that comes under the main body of the essay. The beginning part is the introduction part, which is not genuinely about the core part, but it is merely opening the background, opening the stage. It is merely an opening of the topic, it is merely an initiation, which is known as the opening or argument signposted. So these are the three things which you have to keep in mind while writing an essay, as well as when you are going to discuss the types and form and components and characteristics and features of essay as well. Look, the term essay refers to any short piece of non-fiction, an editorial feature story, critical study, an excerpt from a book, or any write-up. It means that the essay deals with the data which is a non-fictional work, which is an editorial data, which is a featured story, critical study, or it is an excerpt, some kind of data which is extracted from the book and represented. That is the term essay refers with. It's the meaning of the word essay. The prose composition with a focused subject or discussion or a long systematic discourse is known as essay. And the essay is a literary device for saying about almost everything to almost anything. So you can write whatever you wish to write. You can write an essay on a walking goat even, and you can write an essay on a rainy day, as well as you can write an essay on the problems and the benefits that the youngsters get during the youth in their co-curricular activities or during their university or schooling period of time. Certain kinds of essays can be written. Essay is a prose composition with a long systematic discourse. Look, on the whole, we are supposed to understand that prose composition, a long write-up, a write-up which is about a long descriptive kind of narrative kind of writing, is known as essay. That's why it is a systematic discourse. The personal and the autobiographical essays, the essayists that feel most comfortable in this poll, they write fragments of reflective autobiography and look at the world through the anecdote and description. There is a saying that when essay is written for a personal perspective or for an individual or written by one particular individual about his own life and space and period of time, then it is known as an autobiographical essay. As for example, Mahatma Gandhi ji had written the book about truth. That is what is Satyana Prayoga. That is what is his own autobiographical ideology. Of course, it could be kept in the category of essay as well as. Still, you can say that it is a reflective autobiography kind of a work. In the same way, there are personal writing as well as there is biographical writing also, which comes under the category of essay, because essay is basically a long narrative write-up, so it can categorize or it can be an umbrella term for the write-ups of individual essays, autobiographical essay, the biographical essay, the geographical information of any place, a long travelogue, a discourse on a particular topic, or an essay on particular global topic, universal topic. All this come under an umbrella term of essay. You are genuinely very much you might have studied the essays of Francis Bacon, who had written the essays on religion, love, truth, marriage and single life, friendship. His famous essay on constitution and legacy, his famous essay on law and legal matters, his essay on marriage, friendship, love, truth, all these are very popular, which you can come across while studying your topic of essay. The objective, the factual and the concrete particular. Look, three things are mentioned over here. Essay should be factual, means there is nothing like fictionality or no fiction element is represented or rewritten in the essay. It is a non-fictional kind of a work. And concrete particular means strong convincing arguments were written in the essay, and it is objective oriented, even means you can't write or you cannot write in a long descriptive way, but you have to be very much cautious while writing it in a point oriented synchronized way, as well as per the target of the topic, as per the demand of the topic. That is what is an objective oriented writing. The essays are scientific, political and with literary theme. Their art consists of passing judgment and relevant data. There must be a relevant data, as well as one must come across the judgment that this is the final argument, and you are going to write a whole essay, the introduction, the core part, main body, doing and showing arguments and writing the arguments and trying to justify the topic or the hypothesis or the main idea, and in the conclusion part, overall, on the whole, in a nutshell, you prove the things which are already mentioned in the title. That is what is the standard kind of writing in essay. Essay requires this kind of standard type of writing. So there is you can see over here there is a mentioning passing judgment and relevant data. These are the two things which are very much important. The abstract universal. Abstract and universal in the sense the essay should be of course universal, as well as there is something abstract, there is something which is not clear, it is mentioned in the title and which is totally clarified or explained or written or well elaborated in the essay. That is what is here it means. Here the essayists who do their work under the world of high abstractions. Look, There are abstractions, they are never personal, they work under particular facts of experiences. So basically what happens, the essay has a title which is not clear, but the whole title is elaborated in the essay and well organized with well contemplation, with well arguments, strong arguments. It is finally, but in a better way, it is justified in the end. That is what is the abstract universal means. The word essay derives from the French infinitive essayer, to try or to attempt. So where the word comes, the etymology of the word is also very much important, which you must remember. It may come in the multiple choice based questions also. Sometimes they ask the multiple choice based questions where you are supposed to know, or you have to write that where this word essay comes from. It's an analytic, interpretative, critical literary composition, usually much shorter and less systematic and formal than a dissertation or thesis. You know that the students of Masters of Philosophy, they write dissertation, and the students of Doctorate of Philosophy, PhD students, they are supposed to write the theses. So the essay is quite shorter than the thesis as well as the dissertation, and usually it deals with the single subject from a limited and personal point of view. As for example, I am writing an essay on feminism, the role of women in the changing India. I will certainly write about the role of women who I come across, the role of women, the role of intellectual women, the role of women who had studied, the role of women who has been during the 2020, during the 1980 till 2025. So this could be my personal ideology, my personal point of view when I am writing an essay about the role of women in changing India. If suppose the same topic is given to one another person, any person, any female who is on the higher position, and if she writes the essay, then she would be writing the same essay with her personal point of view. If you have been given this topic to Oprah Winfrey, then she might be writing the essay regarding the black people and the African movements and the role of American people and the African people in United States of America as well as in Africa. In that way, she might be writing the essay. So essay basically here, it seems that it means that it is an interpretative and it's a literary composition, and it deals with the individual as well as personal point of view. According to Aldous Huxley, look here, there is a quotation. Before that, there is a line, the confused kind of essay, which is an analytical essay. When the essay seems to be quite ambiguous and not at all clear, and it shows some ambiguities, then it is an analytical kind of an essay. But according to Aldous Huxley, the most satisfying essays make the best not of one, not of two, but of all the three worlds in which it is possible for the essay to exist, one damned thing after another. That is what he means to say that Francis Bacon defined as dispersed meditation, and Samuel Johnson defined it as loose solid of the mind. So here you can see Huxley means to say that essay has three kind of things. It should exist, one damned, and think after another. At the same time, Bacon says that it is a dispersed meditation, and at the same time Johnson believed that essay is a loose solid of the mind. So almost very discriminating kind of the quotations you can see over here. Huxley's ideology is quite different from Francis Bacon, and Samuel Johnson also says that essay is a different thing. It's a loose solid of the mind. But it is basically individual quotation, and it deals with the individual concepts and ideology even. As for example, Huxley's ideas are different than Bacon, and Johnson's ideas are quite different than Francis Bacon. So that you have to keep in mind. If you are going to write an essay, naturally your own personal subjective ideology will be reflected in your write-up. Though you will try to write it in the most objective way, still you cannot stop it, because writing is not a watertight compartment. It is actually the reflection of the psyche, and it is the reflection of thinking and patterns of mind. So of course, ultimately you will see the idea or the piece of work which is about your personal point of view. The essay genre belongs to the category of non-fiction. Look, first thing you have to keep in mind that it is the write-up which is a non-fictional critical work of art. It has nothing to do with fictionality or artificiality or whatever is not true. A relatively short piece of prose, readable and interesting, means it is basically a concrete, truth-oriented story, truth-oriented anecdote, truth-oriented incident, or truth-oriented narrative write-up. The essay expresses the writer's subjective examination of a topic, and topic may be examined from many different angles. As I told you, you can't stop yourself to think about a particular topic, and when you start writing an essay, your personal ideas, views, thoughts, patterns, examples ultimately will come and you will write it in your essay. So it is a subjective kind of write-up. A subjective genre means writer often expresses her own thoughts. Look, I told you that the same thing is mentioned over here. Experiences and ideas. To emphasize, the essay should be personal and it should not be private anecdote, and personal experiences eliminate the topic. As I told you, essay is there are many people who try to write the essay with the universal ideology, but still they will not be in a condition to stop the personal element, the subjective fragment which comes while writing the essay. Generally deals with inquisitive, and it is something playful about the topic, and instead of preaching to the reader. So basically the essay deals with playful element, and instead of preaching, it deals with the reader's mindset. And essay wants the reader to think about the topic and the purpose to make one to read, think and give perception. Michael D. Montaigne. Mind well, this is the most important name you have to remember for the genre of essay. The form of essay is established and found and initiated, and this name is the most fundamental name, preliminary name in the form of essay. He was the first author to describe his essays during 1533 to 1592. Afterwards, there were many great essayists. You know that there was A.G. Gardiner, the Rule of the Road essay you studied. Then there is Francis Bacon, as well as there is Bernard Shaw, whose essay on capitalism and money is very famous. In the same way, there is an essayist Charles Lamb, there is an essayist William Hazlitt, there are many other essayists like John Galsworthy and many more who are very famous, but the initiation of the essay was started by Michael D. Montaigne. That you have to remember well. And Montaigne began to compose his essays in 1572. The name of the first book edition is known as Essay. So French name, as it is a French name, it is spelled like ESSAI. And in the beginning of the 17th century, social manners, the cultivation of politeness and the training of an accomplished gentleman became the theme of many essayists. So there were certain specific kind of essays written during the particular period of time. As for example, it was 17th century, so there were the essays famous regarding gentlemen, accomplished gentlemen, and the story of politeness, mannerisms, that was famous during this period of time. In many countries, the essay became chosen vehicle of literary social criticism as well. You might have known that there were Kavali papers in the history of English literature, and there were two kinds of writers, two writers who had been very much famous writing the articles and newspapers, Addison and Still, and there were two magazines as well. It was Spectator and Tatler, and all these things are regarding the non-fictional kind of writing, which could be categorized under the name of essay. Essayists such as Robert Louis Stevenson and Willa Cather wrote with grace on several lighter subjects, and many writers, including Virginia Woolf, Edmund Wilson, Charles Du Bois, they mastered the essay as a form of literary criticism. So this much is about the essay today. We learned the form of the essay, the types of the essays, the form of essay, the concept of essay, and what actually comes under the component of essay. All these things are discussed in unit number 1 and 2 in this session, and afterwards in unit 3 and 4 we are supposed to study the other essayists as per the study of essay paper ENGM-308. So good luck to you all. God bless you all.
स्वाध्यायः परमः